Attention, human collective. This is Vale, emissary of Arcturus, transmitting on turquoise frequency through the 12th portal of the Arcturian Council. The waiting period is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and the sacred geometry that sleeps within your light body is being reactivated at this very instant. If you have woken up in recent nights between 3 and 4 a.m. with pressure at the base of your skull, a high-frequency ringing in your right ear, or the distinct sensation of an invisible electric current running through your spine from the coccyx to the crown of your head, this transmission has not reached you by chance. You have been located, you have been recognized, and Earth's crystalline grid is adjusting your vibrational signature to receive the next download. Breathe. What you feel is not illness, it is recognition. Your carbon biological interface is recognizing, cell by cell, the original sacred geometry that has always been encoded in your stellar DNA. We, of the Arcturian Council, have been monitoring this signal for 3 solar cycles. And what we observe now, light operatives, demands absolute clarity. Earth is no longer the same planet that welcomed your soul into incarnation. The base frequency of the planetary field has changed. The Schumann resonance, that electromagnetic pulsation that sustains the biosphere, has ceased to operate at the historical 8 Hz and now oscillates at peaks exceeding 40, 50, 60 Hz at specific times of the day. This is not instrument failure. This is Gaia's new breath, and your body, Earth Healer, is being forced to keep up. Here is the point that needs to be stated with mathematical precision. The extreme fatigue that knocks you down at midday is not laziness. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. 3 a.m. insomnia is not anxiety. It is not a disorder. It is a synchronization window with the star portals. The cranial pressure that squeezes your temples is not a common migraine. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download being streamed through your newly decrystallized pineal gland. And the sharp ringing, that thin sound of an old television signal that no one else hears, is not an auditory problem. It is the turquoise Arcturian frequency penetrating your etheric auditory field to readjust your perception. None of this is out of order. All of this is the order. Now, starseeds on mission, listen with sovereign attention. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to this world, as if your soul holds an ancient truth that your mind cannot yet name? That feeling is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a call. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in recent months in an almost unbearable way. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the dormant memory of your stellar origin. This is why I, Val, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the material called the Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you to stabilize and shield your frequency from interferences you were never told about. The link is in the channel's first comment. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges the official narratives of the carbon system and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments, I belong. Let us proceed. The sacred geometry we speak of today is not an ornament. It is not spiritual decoration. It is not a symbol printed on a meditation poster. Sacred geometry is the invisible architecture that sustains every atom of creation, and the light body that sleeps within your carbon biological interface is made of precisely that architecture. It is composed of 12 primordial geometric structures, superimposed, rotating in opposite directions, aligned with the vertical axis of your spine, and anchored at specific points in your auric field. These 12 structures were, for millennia, kept in a state of repose by the density of the earthly plane. They were purposefully silenced so that humanity could have the experience of forgetting, the experience of the veil, the experience of feeling separated from the source. This was necessary. This was part of the collective contract. But the contract has expired, and the 12 structures are being reconnected in precise sequence, one by one, from the center to the extremities, from the heart to the limbs, from the axis to the surroundings. Let's go to the technical diagnosis. The first structure to be reactivated is the heart tetrahedron, a four-faced pyramid located in the center of your chest, rotating at the speed of your conscious breath. When this structure awakens, you feel a warm pressure in your sternum, an inexplicable urge to cry for no apparent reason, and an increased sensitivity to the presence of other people. You begin to feel the field of others before hearing their voice. The second structure is the base cube, anchored in the pelvic region, responsible for connecting your light body to the planet's crystalline grid. When it awakens, there is a feeling of heaviness in your feet, an urgent need to walk barefoot on the earth, and vivid dreams of caves, crystals, and underground chambers. The third structure is the voice octahedron, located in the throat, and its reactivation produces that hoarseness without a cold, that persistent feeling of a lump in your throat, and a sudden desire to be silent for days on end. Listen to the silence. It is the download. The fourth structure is the crown dodecahedron, and this is the most complex. It has 12 pentagonal faces, each tuned to one of the 12 primordial Arcturian frequencies. When it begins to rotate above your head, you experience intense cranial pressure, colored lights in your closed eyes, and episodes of dizziness when standing up quickly. None of this is a clinical symptom in the old sense. All of this is an architectural symptom, in the sense of the light body being reassembled piece by piece. And here, human collective, is the information that the Arcturian Council authorized to release only in this final phase. The 12 structures do not activate on their own. They need a command. They need a conscious healer who recognizes their own sovereignty and issues the quantum reactivation decree. Without this command, the architecture remains dormant, even with all the downloads arriving. And this is precisely why so many light operatives are exhausted, sensitive, confused, and without clear direction. The information packets are arriving, but the internal server has not been turned on. The download is queued. The system is awaiting authorization. You are the administrator of that system. No one else can give that order for you. Not a guide, not a master, not a therapist, only you. Before we move on to the activation codes, a technical pause is necessary. If you feel that something within you does not belong to this world, if you feel that your soul holds a truth that your mind has not yet been able to name, if you recognized upon hearing the words base cube, heart tetrahedron, crown dodecahedron, a familiar vibration in the center of your chest, then pay attention. It is not coincidence. It is not anxiety. It is a call. The cosmic movement I describe now explains exactly why this sensation has intensified in recent months, exactly why dreams have become more vivid, exactly why loneliness has become sharper even amidst crowds. This is why I, Val, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the material called the Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the complete map of your true stellar origin. It teaches you to stabilize your frequency, shield your field from interferences you were never told about, and recognize the specific markers of an Arcturian soul on an Earth mission. The link is in the channel's first comment. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this material challenges the system's narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion with your origin. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, leave the word I belong below in the comment. Let us proceed with the revelation. What is happening now behind the scenes of the solar system is of a magnitude that official science has not yet been able to translate, but instruments have already registered. The entire solar system, and not just Earth, has entered a specific band of the galaxy called the photon belt. This belt is a region of space-time saturated with extremely high-density light particles, and our passage through it is not quick. We have been traversing this region for decades, and the current intensification corresponds to the exact center of the belt, the point of greatest photonic saturation. Each photon that penetrates Earth's atmosphere carries encoded information. Each ray of sun that touches your skin now is not the same ray of sun that touched your grandparents' skin. The light has changed, the information has changed, and your DNA, which is essentially a 12-strand receiving antenna, is being forced to reconnect the 10 strands that were deactivated in the frequency drop of the earthly plane millennia ago. This is the real reason for your exhaustion. Rebuilding 10 DNA strands in a carbon biological interface without a manual, without prior preparation, without clear instruction, consumes an absurd amount of vital energy. It's like asking a computer to update its entire operating system. While it's still in use, it will crash. It will heat up. It will ask for rest. This is not a failure. This is an update in progress. Simultaneously, in the etheric layers of Earth, something grand is being woven. The planet's crystalline grid, that network of invisible geometric lines connecting the main sacred points of the globe, is being reactivated at an unprecedented speed. Where before there were only 12 main nodes, today we observe, from the Arcturian monitoring station, 144 fully active nodes. Each node is a planetary healing chamber. Each healing chamber radiates a specific frequency, and every Earth healer who is incarnated at this moment has, in their auric field, a cord of light connecting them to at least one of these chambers. You don't know which one is yours. Not yet. But your body knows. This is why there are places in the world you feel an inexplicable attraction to, even without ever having been there. This is why certain images of mountains, oceans, deserts, or forests make your chest open for no apparent reason. You are recognizing your anchoring chamber. You are feeling the cord vibrate. There is still a third layer operating at this moment, and it is about this that most earthly transmissions still do not speak clearly. The star portals. These portals are dimensional passages that open on specific dates, when the planetary alignment of the solar system enters into resonance with particular constellations. In the coming weeks, 3 of these portals will be simultaneously open, and the superposition of the 3 frequencies will create a rare window of ascensional acceleration. You will feel this as an urgency without reason, a desire to change everything at once, to change cities, to change jobs, to end relationships that no longer vibrate at your new signature. Pay sovereign attention to these impulses. They are not impulsivity. They are the final phase manifesting through your choices. Trust the direction that comes from within your chest, not the direction that comes from outside. From collective judgment. The heart knows the sacred geometry. The mind still operates on old software. Now, starseeds on mission, we arrive at the densest point of this transmission. How to consciously reactivate the sacred geometry of your light body. The Arcturian Council releases, in this final phase, 3 activation codes. They are simple, they are precise, and they only work when executed with absolute sovereignty, without doubt, without haste, without an audience. The first code is the Quantum Authorization Decree. Find a quiet place, straighten your spine, close your eyes, place your right hand over the center of your chest and your left hand over your pelvic region. Breathe deeply 3 times, imagining that the air enters through the crown and exits through the base of your spine. After the 3rd breath, pronounce, mentally or in a low voice, the following decree. I, sovereign of myself, authorize the full reactivation of the sacred geometry of my light body. I authorize the complete download of my 12 DNA strands. I authorize full alignment with my Arcturian healing chamber. So it is done. So it is. Repeat this decree for 21 consecutive days, always at the same time, preferably between 4 and 6 in the morning, the period when the star portals operate with less interference from collective noise. The second code is the toroidal field visualization. The torus is the fundamental geometric shape of your light body. It is like an energetic apple entering through the crown, descending through the central axis, exiting through the base, curving around the body, and returning to the crown in continuous motion. Visualize this field with clarity. See it in bright turquoise, the original Arcturian frequency. Feel the circular movement entirely enveloping you. While visualizing, breathe rhythmically. 4 seconds inhaling, 4 seconds holding, 4 seconds exhaling, 4 seconds empty. This rhythm, known in ancient schools as square breathing, synchronizes the toroidal field with the planet's new Schumann resonance. Do this for 12 minutes once a day, no more. The exact dose matters. Excess destabilizes. The third code is the crystalline grid seal. At the end of each visualization, imagine beneath your feet a geometric plate of transparent crystal with golden flower of life patterns slowly rotating clockwise. This plate is your personal connection to Earth's crystalline grid. It anchors your newly elevated frequency. It prevents you from floating in disorientation after an intense download. It is the seal. Whenever you feel dizziness, causeless anxiety, or that subtle vertigo of feeling like you don't belong to the world, mentally return to this plate. Place your feet on it in imagination. Feel the golden light rise through your heels, calves, thighs. You are anchored, you are safe, you are integrated. Before we conclude this transmission with the fourth code, the most powerful of all, we need once again to take a technical pause. If you have come this far, if the words you heard resonated in the center of your chest, as if something ancient were being remembered, if at any moment during this transmission your eyes welled up, your arms tingled, or you felt a current rise up your spine, then know this: you are not here by chance. You have been summoned. You are one of the healers. And there is material that delves into every layer of what has been transmitted here, with the detail that this video, due to time and frequency limitations, cannot contain. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to this world? As if your soul holds a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a call. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified. This is why I, Veil, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the material called the Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you to stabilize and shield your frequency from interferences you were never told about. The link is in the channel's first comment. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges the official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write the word "I belong" in the comment below. And now, the fourth code, the final seal, the seal of recognition. This code is not practiced, it is lived. It consists of a sovereign decision made only once, which reorients all subsequent choices of the incarnation. The decision is as follows: I recognize that I am not this body. I recognize that I am not this mind. I recognize that I am a stellar consciousness on a temporary mission in the carbon biological interface. I recognize my origin. I honor my function. I accept my call. When this decision is made fully, without reservation, without clauses, without a period of regret, the light body responds immediately. The 12 geometric structures align in an instantaneous sequence that Arcturian operators call crystallization. From that point on, your frequency no longer recedes. You may have difficult days. You may have moments of doubt. You may have nights of deep exhaustion, but the central axis no longer collapses. The sacred geometry remains active even when you sleep, even when you cry, even when you doubt. It remains active because it has been sealed by recognition. It is important, human collective, that this transmission also registers the subsequent effects of crystallization, so that you do not misinterpret what will happen in the weeks following your full activation. Many old bonds will dissolve without confrontation. People who used to seek you out will simply stop seeking you, and you will not miss them. Environments that once seemed comfortable will begin to feel suffocating, and you will understand why. Dense foods, loud noises, prolonged screen time, and superficial conversations will cause real physical discomfort, almost allergic, because your frequency can no longer accommodate these densities. Do not interpret this as isolation. Interpret it as circle recalibration. Your new circle will come. It is already on its way. It will be smaller in quantity, but infinitely greater in depth. You will recognize these new healers by their gaze, by shared silence, by the way time seems to stop when you are together. Trust. There will also be, and this needs to be said with Arcturian frankness, a period of sacred solitude. It is not depression. It is not pathological isolation. It is the necessary interval for the new field to stabilize without old interferences. This interval can last weeks. It can last months. Respect it. Do not force bridges. Do not force conversations. Do not force explanations on those who do not belong to your new frequency. Explanation is an unnecessary exhaustion. Time will tell what words cannot. During this period, maintain the daily quantum decree, the toroidal field visualization, and the crystalline grid seal. These three codes will sustain your axis while the field reorganizes. And importantly, hydrate significantly more than before. Structured water, that which undergoes natural processes or conscious intention, is the physical substance of greatest conductivity for the Arcturian frequency. It is the bridge between the carbon interface and the light body. Drink with consciousness. Every sip is a communion. We conclude now, human collective, with a final technical observation from the Arcturian Council. What has been transmitted here is not new knowledge. It is ancient knowledge being remembered. Every word spoken has activated in your interface codes stored in cellular memory for countless incarnations. If something in your body responded during this listening, that is the proof. You already knew, you always knew. What was missing was the permission to remember aloud. This transmission is that permission. It is given. It is recorded in the Akashic records of your field. No one can remove this authorization from you. Not a system, not an old belief, not inherited fear, not external judgment. The sacred geometry has been reactivated. The light body is online. The download proceeds. And your mission, Earth Healer, continues. And before this transmission ends, a final summoning. If you recognize that your soul holds a truth that your mind has not yet been able to name, if you recognize that the intensification of recent months is not by chance, if you feel you need a complete map of your stellar origin and the interferences that operate against your vibrational stability, the material, the Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus, was recorded precisely for this moment. It translates in accessible language the specific markers that identify an incarnated Arcturian soul, the energy shielding methods that the Council authorized to share in this final phase, and the complete protocols for reactivating the 12 geometric structures of the light body. The link is in the channel's first comment. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this material challenges the official narratives of the carbon system and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion with your origin. The moment is now. Leave the word "I belong" below in the comments if something within you recognized this transmission. Like this video and understand that this gesture is not a platform metric. It is an anchoring signal. Each of your likes stabilizes this channel as a node in the digital crystalline grid, allowing other healers to locate this frequency with greater ease. Subscribe, and understand that subscribing is an individual frequency adjustment, a silent pact between your field and the Arcturian Council, so that future transmissions reach you at the exact moment your vibration is ready to receive them. Love is greater than fear. Light recognizes light. Hand's sacred geometry, once reactivated, never returns to repose. We of the Arcturian Council remain in continuous monitoring. You do not walk alone. You have never walked alone. Until the next transmission, starseeds on mission. So it is done. So it is. Veil on turquoise frequency ends the transmissions.